Hey guys, it's Suna, back with another Runeterra video. So today we are trying out a modified deck, but I call it the Undying Breath deck. I found the main deck code on Reddit, imported it, and I've tried it out. I've swapped out a few cards here and there, as this is a modified version. So it's called the Undying Breath deck. Actually, I've called it the Undying Breath deck. It didn't have a name, I don't think. But yeah, Undying Breath deck. So let's give this deck a whirl. If you want to check out a detailed guide, I've also posted up a detailed guide on this deck. This deck is a lot of fun, so let's give it a go. Alright, who are we fighting against this time? The Undying Breath deck. What is installed in this deck? Let's have a look, guys. Alright. Let's see, who are we fighting? What type of deck is it? It's a Garen Lux HC Tajor. Garen Lux, Brom and Ash. Right, this Undying Breath deck does not have any champions in it at all. No champions. This is quite a heavy mana deck, hand, so I'm gonna get rid of all of them. Hoping for like some 1, 2, 3 costs. There we go. 1, 2, 3. This is a good hand. Awesome. So they go first. So they've sent out an Omen Hawk, which +1/+1s to 2 allies in their deck, the top 2. So we're gonna send out a Warden's Prey. The Warden's Prey, when it dies, it creates another card with the last breath tag in your hand, which costs 3 or less. So from any region. But most of the time, you really just want this to die to get the effect. What do we get? Oh, so we got an Undying, which is the main thing for this deck. Nice. So actually, there's already 3 of these in the deck, so if we get all of these out, there's 4. Okay, so we've got 2 mana. So with 2 mana, it's probably good to summon. I'm going to say this. I'm going to get this out. So this can't block, which is Kurski. It can't block. But if it dies, it's going to summon out a Escaped Abomination, which is a 4/4. So if it dies, it's a 4/4. Let's attack. So he might block. He probably won't actually, I reckon. I don't think he's going to block. Yeah, so he's going to let us hit him. But what we're going to do later is we can summon out Ravenous Butcher. So we've just got to kill the ally to summon this out. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to kill this. We'll get Butcher on the board, and we'll also get an Escaped Abomination on the board. So on turn 3 we've got a 4/4. And on turn 3 we can probably I wouldn't do the Undying. Alright, so he's going to kill 2s. We can go Warden. Let's get another last breath monster in our hand. If he attacks, I don't think he's going to attack. And let's summon out Stir Spirits as well. The Stir Spirit grants it's got the support ability. Anyone to the right of it, it gives it that ability. His ability is +2 on attack, and it also gives it Ephemeral, if that's how you call it. But the one that basically kills you at the end of the turn. Okay, so this round I am going to summon out the Undying. So the Undying is actually the main theme of this deck. So when this dies, it comes back into your board with +1/+1. So it doesn't die. It just can't die. But it can't block as well, so that's a disadvantage. But what you can do is you can pair this up. We use Stirred Spirits to grant this the ability to die at the end of the round, so then it will come back at next round with +1/+1. Alright, so this might be a little bit challenging to kill, but it's still worth to do this. So I think we're going to go Ravenous Butcher. We're just going to go all out. So that will kill this, which is what we want. So he's going to have to block. This right. Otherwise he's going to get hit by 4. Okay, so he doesn't want to block the 4s. He's going to kill my 3. He's only on 2/2 now. He managed to get his Nexus health down to 11 on... what turn is it? On turn 4 it was, turn 4. Okay, and this is the next piece of the puzzle. Chronicle of Ruin. You kill an ally and then you revive it. So what we could do is we can kill this, we'll revive it, and it will become a 2-2. And then in the next round, when the next round starts, this one here will come back as a 4-4. Actually, we'll get 2 of the Undyings on the board. I think that is what I'm going to do. Yes. We killed the 3-3.
No place for the kind.
It's going to come back as a 2-2, like the normal Undying, and then the next round we get another Undying, and that will be a 4-4, I think. He's going to 5. Alright, so he's removed one of our little pieces of the puzzle, which allows us to keep dying, which is fine. So this is only a 1, so I want to block that with this. He's got quick attack, so most likely going to have to be a 3 there. He's a 5-2, so we just need to block with a 2. It will probably be worth to kill it. Yeah, it'll be a fair trade-ish. He's still alive. They're both going to be dead. He's got no mana, so he can't play anything else. This is still alive. These both are dead. He's got nothing on the board. We're going to get a 4-4, the Undying this round now. There we go. There's our 4-4. And the opponent surrendered. And this is why this deck is so good, because you're going to keep getting loads of board presence. And no matter who they kill or you kill, they're going to come back. Your Undyings are just going to come back onto the board. So this is why this deck is so fun. This deck is really, really good. You saw a few pieces of the puzzle there where you can actually kill a lot of the Undyings. Yeah, that was not bad. That actually happens quite often than you think when you actually build so much of a board presence. They don't really have a board presence because you're controlling the board with all your Undyings, and then you'll find that a lot of the times they do quit around this time because they can't come back from it because your board presence is just too good. Yeah. Check this deck out, guys. This deck is in the description. The deck ID is in the description box below. Let me know what you guys think about this deck. It's a really fun, really fun deck. I wouldn't say it's a top tier deck. Bear that in mind. It's not a top tier deck. However, it doesn't have any champions, and most of the cards in this deck are just common cards that you can just craft. But it's actually a really cheap deck to craft and to try out. And it makes a change from all the other decks that I've been playing as well. So I actually really enjoyed this. It's a really fun deck. Give it a go. Anyway, I've got a deck analysis of all the cards, so we didn't get to see all of the cards in this deck just then, but check out my deck analysis. It's got a detailed description of why we have a lot of these different individual cards in deck, the combos that you can do with these different cards, what kind of strategy would you want to look out for, what do you want to do in the early game, what do you want to do in the mid game, what kind of hand you want to look out for in the early game. Yeah, check it out. This is it's a really fun deck. You guys won't regret this. It's a cheap deck to craft, and you'll have most of the cards anyway. You'll probably only need to craft a few commons and maybe like a few rares and one epic, maybe 1 or 2 epics, but other than that, yeah, you'll probably have most of the cards. So yeah, it's a really cheap deck, fun deck, quite a powerful deck if you get the right hands at the beginning, like now, and then yeah, you'll thoroughly enjoy it. Give it a go. Alright guys, check out the deck ID in the description box. Like, follow, subscribe like usual. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think of the deck, and what kind of other decks you want me to cover. But yeah, I guess until next time, guys. That was a quick demonstration. The opponent just gave up. We just had too much of a broad present. It was just too good. All right, peace, guys. Until next time.